guys, welcome back to No Sticks, No Bricks. This week we are in Yosemite National Park. All right, guys, as you can see, we have kicked off our national parks tour. We started off at Pinnacles National Parks in California, and now we are sitting here in Yosemite National Park. Well, we're actually at Yosemite Thousand Trails RV Park, but it's only 5 miles from the entrance of Yosemite National Park.
Yeah, it's nice and close. We like it here.
We do. We love it, except for one thing. One thing.
I know, like, this is gonna sound, kind of petty, like, first world problems.
But again, when you live in your RV and this is your life, there is zero cell service at all. All 3 carriers, nothing. They've got internet that you can buy here, but as a typical Thousand Trails that seems to contract their internet through Java, it is pure garbage.
It is garbage. I get notifications, but that's it. Like, nothing will work. However, we do walk up to the lodge. It's really close, and you get complimentary Wi-Fi there. So people just kind of like huddle around in the little corner and check their messages and stuff. So
outside the lodge, because the lodge is under construction, and apparently it's been under construction for 2 years.
Couple years, but it looks beautiful on the inside. Yeah. Like when looking in, and they're constantly working on stuff here. So kind of just let everybody know, like, hey, we're gonna be off the grid for a while. So.
Yeah, once you get into the valley portion of the Yosemite National Park, you actually do get cell service. Mm-hmm. But nothing here in the RV park at all.
Nothing.
But that kind of forced us to do what we've been talking about doing for a while, and that is order Starlink. So we ordered it. It's on the way. We can't wait to get it. We don't have to deal with this headaches anymore.
Yeah, there's actually a couple campers within the park that we noticed have the antenna. We haven't been able to talk to them, but from what we've heard and read, other people have had great success with Starlink here at Yosemite.
Yeah.
Because we do these videos, and
so if you're watching this, that means we found a place to go upload this video.
Yeah. Which is the plan today.
Right. Before we left San Benito Preserve, we decided to go check out Pinnacles National Park. I'd never even heard of Pinnacles National Park, but it was down the road, maybe 20 minutes or so?
If that, you drive past on the way that we took to the campground. It was on our way, and a lot of people were turning up, and we're like, oh, it's a national park, we'll have to go check it out.
And they do have a campground there too, and it did look like some big rigs were in there, so it might be a possibility that we could fit in that park. But talk about a hidden gem.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but it was beautiful.
The hike that we went on was hands down my favorite hike I've ever been on. I mean, there were caves, there were big tall cliffs, there was a lake, reservoir. We did have to get down on our hands and knees a couple times and crawl through some caves, but
they weren't long trails, and they weren't really, I wouldn't say they were hard either by any means. No. It's just a matter of, you gotta squeeze into some places.
So let's just go to the footage of the hike, and you guys can see how beautiful it is for yourselves.
To see beats like a drum. I hear your rhythm, you feel so near. Oh, California, all senses clear.
We did want to go back to Pinnacles National Park again. We just kind of ran out of time. We were only at San Benito for 6 days, and we had a couple other things that we had to get done, some personal errands and stuff that we had to run. So,
right. But San Benito, we did enjoy our stay there at that Thousand Trails. However, there were probably 4 billion ground squirrels throughout that park.
Not exaggerating either.
And they drove our dogs crazy.
Every single day. Not just our dogs, other dogs. I mean, the underground trail system they must have at that park, like one day it's just gonna...
The whole thing's just gonna collapse.
It's gonna collapse because they were everywhere. It was just crazy.
But we did find a trail that goes around the park, and there was a lot less of them there, so the dogs could focus on the walk instead of chasing every ground squirrel that goes by.
Yeah, it got a little annoying walking the dog. You're constantly like pulling, trying to get them, and then they wouldn't do their business, and so because they were distracted.
All right, today is a travel day. Today's the day we've been waiting for. Today, we are heading to Yosemite Lake's Thousand Trail RV Park and cannot wait to check out Yosemite National Park. So we're gonna pack up this mess back here and hit the road. Stop to let the pups out, stretch their legs. All All right, we are only about 25 miles outside of Yosemite Thousand Trails, but we're starting to make that big, windy, curvy, mountainous road, and it is absolutely beautiful. Check out the GPS and how windy this road is. So we did see a lot of reviews about this road going to Yosemite Thousand Trails and how curvy and bad it was, but after the last road that we went on,
yeah, this was
going to San Benito, this was nothing.
There were a lot of pull-offs on this road, which was better than the road to San Benito.
Yeah.
We were able to pull off so cars could pass us because we're big. Sometimes we're slow going uphill.
We're not in a hurry when we're towing large Marge.
No.
You always make it right. Maybe it's our chance. Maybe it's our chance.
This Thousand Trails, I think, had the best general store that I've seen.
And gas station.
And it had a gas station and propane.
And only $7 a gallon for diesel.
Only. So if you're a Thousand Trails member, if you show your card, you do get 10% discount there because that road, I mean, it's used for people obviously going in and out of the park.
Except for fuel.
For fuel.
Alcohol. And tobacco. Otherwise, 10% off everything else in the store.
There's lots of stuff which the prices compare pretty good to inside the park. I think they had more of a selection.
And they do have firewood.
Oh yeah, $8.
$8 a bundle.
A bundle.
We got all settled in here at Yosemite Thousand Trails, and the next day we decided to take the Harley into Yosemite National Park to kind of check it out, get an idea of what we wanted to do for the couple weeks that we're going to be here, and wow, what a beautiful ride in and around the park.
Likely the light of mine will burn out the mountains where I spend my rambling years. I paid my sins from the poor traveling days. Oh Lord, please, can't you hear my prayers? So I rode my body up the mountain to a place where I can sit my rocking chair. I rode my body up the mountain, and I'm never going back again, I swear. Most likely the son of mine will be found in the mountains where I'm born and raised. I paid my duty as a sunny side cutie. Oh Lord, hear the sorrow in my heart. So I rode my body up the mountain.
And it was a Thursday?
Yeah, it was a Thursday, so it wasn't too crowded. It wasn't too bad.
Not too bad.
If you have the America the Beautiful Pass, it is free to get into the park. If you do not, it's $30 for a week for a vehicle and $20 for a week for a motorcycle. So the prices aren't really that bad. Wow, this place is incredible. Let's do a little 360. It was absolutely beautiful taking the motorcycle into the park because you get that nice 360-degree view, but it was nothing compared to taking the e-bikes the next day.
Oh yeah, you get closer to stuff, able to see a few more things.
You don't have to worry about parking. You can just pull over wherever you want to take pictures, videos.
Except to park the truck. That was a little...
Yeah.
We didn't get to the park till probably 11.
Yeah.
So we left later in the day. Mistake number one, recommend that if you want to go and find a good place to park, if you have a big butt truck like we do, Ford, recommend getting there early. But we found a place, took us a little bit.
Yeah, so just so you know, the Thousand Trails RV park is only 5 miles from the entrance to Yosemite National Park. However, you got to go another 20 miles or so to get to the actual Yosemite Valley, which has El Capitan and the big waterfalls and all that. So it isn't something you could just probably ride the e-bikes from the park to. No, and there's no designated bike trails until you get down in the valley, and then there's a bunch of designated bike trails that are really nice. They're paved, but you do share them with pedestrians, as you'll see in the footage coming up. It got pretty busy and packed.
So we went Friday, the Mother's Day weekend Friday, and it was packed compared to the day before. I'd rather have gone, I think, during the week, maybe when it wasn't as crowded. Now that could all change when it's the summertime, because I'm sure just people constantly come, but it was pretty crowded. We packed our own lunches this time.
Yeah, we had a beautiful lunch next to the river, and it was awesome. So.
And you can get out and walk. The trails are all marked. I mean, pretty much the bikes can only go on the paved trails. But off the paved trails, they have like bike parking, so you can go to, if you want to walk back to one of the waterfalls or some other things. We didn't do all that. We'll probably go back and do that. It just the day
it went by quick.
It went by quick. Before you knew it, it was already like 5-something, and we were like, oh, I guess we need to get back and let the dogs out and get some dinner.
Do all that adulting stuff.
They have a huge store in there that we didn't get into, and then of course, they have like the visitor centers and lots of bathrooms, even at all the kind of like the trailheads and stuff.
Yeah, it was nice. E-bikes were the way to go. That's the way to see the park, because number one, you're mobile and you can cover a lot more ground and see a lot more things in a lot less time, and it's just the way to do it.
And they allow e-bikes, because we made sure we asked the day before. No restrictions.
Right, and apparently, according to the ranger, that is a new rule that at least Yosemite National Parks had just changed recently to allow all e-bikes in the park. So I'm not sure if that's going to be a national parks thing, or if it's restricted to Yosemite, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, because that's fantastic.
Yeah, and you can't go, I mean, you'll see some of it, it's too crowded. There was times even at some of the walkways, basically, I'm just kind of pushing my bike on my tippy toes just because
you're not speeding around at 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, not it. Definitely going back.
Definitely. We're going to do a hike. That'll be in next week's video. All right, so let's go to the footage of the e-bikes ride, and you guys can check it out. It was awesome. was pretty awesome. So we hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. We will still be here at Yosemite for next week, and we're hoping to get in at least one hike and also go see the giant sequoia trees. There's a big grove that's about 30 miles south of the Yosemite Valley that we're going to go check out.
I think we'll probably take the Harley when we go do that.
Yeah, definitely.
As you can see in a lot, like, it gets busy. It's crowded. It's a little bit easier to park the motorcycle too. Another thing about in the park, just came to me, but be advised, they do a lot of controlled burns. So there was a couple times where I was like, man, I smell like campfire smoke, or I smell smoke. But they're just burning some of the deadfall and stuff. And if you go to the visitor center there, they actually talk about how they do that, and they burn some of the grass so oxygen and sun can get to the trees. So it's pretty cool. I kind of...
For the roots, right? Wasn't it for the roots of the trees?
I always just didn't know the reason. I thought that was very interesting.
All right, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, share, and tell all your friends. If you're a returnee to our channel, thanks for watching. And we will see you guys next week. And until then, safe travels.
Safe travels.